Oh my gosh. Hey y'all, it's one of those days where it's like everything that can happen seems to be happening today, but it's okay. I'm here and we're going to discuss gut health. I know that's a very popular, very prominent discussion within the health space. There's lots of people that have bad gut health, lots of people that really, really struggle in their gut. And there's people that actually have issues in their gut and they don't even realize that it is a gut health facing issue. Somewhere they need to heal their gut. In some place they need to do better, have more probiotic rich foods into their diet, maybe even fermented foods in their diet. There's lots of things that you can do to improve your gut health. So we're going to talk about that today. So if y'all wouldn't mind to help me tap it up, help me share it out with your friends. No one is going to be left behind. I want everyone to get this good information. Of course, I tend to share, some clips from the overall longer discussion, but I can't share all of that. So, feel free to do those things and we can get some more people into the room. Let me see if I can move this up. I don't think I can. It's kind of in the way, but feel free to connect with me, get your daily heart me. I'm also going to send this out to some of my subscribers because I know they are really into health. So I want to send this out and y'all help me to do the same if you don't mind. Hey, thank you for getting your daily. I appreciate it very, very much. Is it Bridget? Maybe? Is that how you pronounce it? I know it's not. Is it Brigitte? No, Brigitte. Tap, tap, tap. Yes. Thank you so much. It has been one of those days. Okay. One of those mornings, a little bit of a rough morning with the boys today. One of mine loves this certain blanket and he got it really dirty, so I have to wash it. And he is not happy about that, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So let me send this out to a couple more people. We're going to get started. So understanding gut health, is understanding the microbiome. We hear about that all the time. Basically, that is your gut, your intestines, your small and large intestines. That's where trillions of bacteria live. They influence digestion. They influence brain function. Hey, welcome in. They influence inflammation. All of that is influenced by the gut. Yes, thank you so much. You are really a part of the team. That's the orange heart up at the top of the screen. Hey, greetings. Thank you so much for joining. Shantae, welcome in, everybody. We have a gut health discussion today. That's something that people ask me about all the time, so I figured I would kind of touch on that. Hey, Frederick, welcome in. Thank you for, thank you all for the sunshine as well. I appreciate it. Thank you for getting your daily heart me. Yes, thank y'all for getting your dailies and joining or continuing to be a part of the healthy fam. I appreciate it. So yes, I appreciate all the roses and things coming across the screen. Hey, welcome in, Angela. Thank you for the shares. So yes, your microbiome has to be in balance. That's something that people don't realize. You have to eat the right foods, use the right products. All of that makes a difference. It's going to keep your body in balance is what we want. Of course, no one is 100%, but doing the best that you can by choosing probiotic rich foods, fermented foods, taking a good probiotic supplement that also includes prebiotics, because one thing that thankfully, hey, good morning, is becoming more popular is people do understand the importance of prebiotics. So prebiotics are fibers. Thank you so much for the beautiful shining balloons. I appreciate that. Yes. So, and see, I get distracted. That's what happens. He's come across the screen. But yeah, which is why I have my notes. I have my notes here because I don't want to lose my place. Thank you for the summer sun. Prebiotics are important because they actually feed the probiotics. So, we hear about probiotic supplements. And unfortunately, a lot of probiotics that are out on the market are not usable by our bodies. They're not bioavailable. So maybe tomorrow in part 2, I can get into which strands of probiotic are going to be beneficial to your gut health. Yeah, and y'all, if y'all don't mind to help me tap it up on the screen, it's much appreciated. Helps me push get pushed out to the FYP. If you don't mind to actually type hashtag FYP into the chat, that also helps, or engagement into the chat. All of those things help me. They all help push me out, push my content out, so that more people can see what I'm sharing and more people can hear what I'm sharing. So I want them to hear all of this good information, right? Thank you so much, Shante. So yes, you want to get a probiotic or eat prebiotic rich foods that feed that probiotic, right? So that it can then be more effective. That is the goal. You don't want to just be taking things just to be taking them. You know, we have to take things that are actually going to benefit us. Oh, sorry, I have to put something on my lips, because if not, I'll keep licking my lips the whole time and then it'll just be worse. You know, it just becomes a worse situation. All right, so your microbiome, as I said, you want to keep it in balance. It has trillions of bacteria in it. It influences your digestion, your immunity, your gut, your brain function, and inflammation. And your brain function is something people don't think about. Your gut and your brain are connected. There's so many books, there's different documentaries, there's lots of information out there now about it. But they actually call the gut your second brain. It's that powerful. It influences your body that much. It influences your thoughts. You know, think about people, and I will say, I have to also say, everything that I'm sharing is for educational purposes, okay? I am sharing from my education, from my personal experience. I'm not giving any type of medical advice, none of that. I'm just sharing. Thank you for connecting with me, KL. Yes, so that's why I'm sharing these things. And I actually study naturopathic medicine, but I'm not a doctor, not yet. And I'm not your doctor. So you have to consult with your doctor before making any changes to your diet or your lifestyle, okay? So keep all of that in mind. But one thing that, the brain-gut axis, which is what I also put on here, is important. It's a bi-directional communication system. I wish I could move this little thing, but it won't get any smaller, and I can't. It won't let you move it. It makes you keep it in one little spot. It's a bi-dimensional communication system between the gut and the brain, influencing your mood and cognition. So that's what I was going to kind of talk about. A lot of people, and there's been studies on this, so feel free to look into it, but there is a connection between the brain and gut. So if you struggle with mental health, it's really in your best interest to feed your gut the proper nutrients so that it can then impact your brain positively. There's been studies even recently that talk about people that eat very not nutrient rich, like depleted diets, the standard American diet, acronym for SAD diet, they tend to have more mental health. And that's because their brain is not getting the proper food that it needs. And it's just like a vicious cycle at that point. So if you do struggle with anxiety, depression, any of those different things, I definitely encourage you. And I've just realized my topic is totally wrong. I didn't change it from yesterday. It was an accident. But the food that you eat is so important. It's very, very important. So I just be mindful. Eat foods that are going to benefit not only your body, not just in the moment of enjoying what the food tastes like, because you totally can make food that tastes good. But eat probiotic-rich foods. Eat prebiotic-rich foods. There are so many foods out there that are easy to make. You can make your own sauerkraut. I actually showed how to make that a couple weeks ago. Kimchi is another popular one that's very prevalent in Asian cultures. It's spicy. So if you like spice, that might be your jam. Eating yogurt with unsweetened with live cultures, that can be beneficial to your gut health if you tolerate dairy, of course. Kefir, which is a fermented milk, is also another great option. They have fermented milk kefir, but they also have coconut kefir. I'm sure there's other ones. There might even be almond kefir or something at this point. I'm not sure. Those are some great options. Sauerkraut, as I mentioned, raw, unpasteurized. It's super easy to make. I recommend using purple cabbage for your sauerkraut because you are going to reap some of the benefits of the color, like the natural flavonoids that come from that purple, that rich purple color. to benefit your gut health as well. Kimchi, as we mentioned. Miso is soy-based, and so is tempeh. But if you get an organic tempeh and an organic miso, ideally, you're going to benefit from that as well. Because soy is one of those things people talk about really bad because it's kind of been demonized in a sense. There are a lot of people that have allergies to soy, so be careful. And the reason why I harp so much on organic is because soy is so genetically modified. Historically, it's been changed. Like the genetic structure has been changed so much, so you don't want to pick non-organic if you have the option. Kombucha, a low sugar kombucha. You can actually also make your kombucha at home. I make my own kombucha, and it's really not that hard. There's different starter kits that you can get all over. I'm sure they have them here on TikTok available for you, and they're very, very easy to make. So kombucha is a great one as well. Lacto-fermented pickles, they start as cucumbers. That is a great probiotic-rich food. Now, as far as prebiotic-rich foods, garlic is great. It's great for gut health. It's also a natural antibiotic. So it's going to go in and kill some of the bad bacteria, but it's not going to be harsh on your system. Yeah. So if y'all would like to, not if you don't want, if y'all would like to connect with me, feel free to tap my profile, and connect with me there. And then you can tap the heart and join the Healthy Fam. I do, talks like this throughout the week, Monday through Friday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I do pop-ups. And right now, Sundays, I've been doing a lot of meal prepping. So I come on here and I do some cooking, which is why it says food. That topic should not be food. It should have been chat, but I didn't realize that I left it on there like that. So sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to give false advertisement. I didn't realize I didn't change it. I was trying to rush because of my kiddos. So that is that right there. Some prebiotic rich foods. You have garlic, you have onions, you have leeks, you have asparagus, bananas. Bananas that are slightly green are higher in prebiotic fiber. And they're still edible, of course. As far as herbs, chicory root, dandelion greens. I know some local grocers that have dandelion greens. You can get those. Of course, you want to clean them, despite them being organic or whatever. You want to clean your fruits and vegetables. Something that I say all the time because that actually can negatively impact your gut health. You don't think about it, but there could be bad bacteria living on that fruit, living on those vegetables. Maybe from coming over in the truck. Maybe, most of the time when something is farm fresh, it doesn't have as many, negative bacteria, I guess, growing on it, because most farms, if they're growing things properly, hey Jess, welcome in, are not adding all those preservatives and all the bad stuff to it most of the time, if they're doing it like in an organic way, even if they don't have the organic stamp. So farm fresh, local should be your first option because there's less transportation between growth of the product and then it getting on the grocery shelf or to your home or to the table at the farmer's market and to your home. There's less time. So there's less nutrient loss. And then next, you want to just go with, your organic produce that's maybe not grown locally, that might be shipped in from another place. All of that is important. It really is. Some other prebiotic rich foods. You have leeks, onions. I already said this up. Okay, as far as herbs, Jerusalem artichoke is another herb that's really good. Chicory root is really great. Apples with the skin. And then another fun fact is apples, when you slice and cook them, you don't want to boil them too much, but when you cook them down a little bit and they're a little soft, they produce what's called pectin. And that is a prebiotic rich fiber. So it's actually going to help feed your gut in return. And you get to enjoy the taste of the apples. You can add some cinnamon sticks. Ceylon cinnamon is going to be your best. You could add in clove. You could add in some good little dash of good quality salt and get those additional minerals. But apples are really, really good for your gut health. Now, postbiotics, they help support what the probiotics produce. So when the probiotics consume the prebiotics, there is a release, and then from that, postbiotics kind of come in and do more work. postbiotics are something that I think are becoming more popular now, something that you didn't really hear much about. But there are ways that you can support this entire process. That would include eating short chain fatty acids, like butyrate, and they help improve intestinal lining, immune function, and they reduce inflammation. So one of the big things, and actually before I get into that, the inflammation, because a lot of people that have poor gut health might deal with inflammation, and that can show itself in many ways. In your joints, in your skin, maybe you deal with eczema, or you have atopic dermatitis, just really irritated skin. Those are signs that your gut is not healthy. Very irritated skin. Hey Gleam, welcome in. Thank you for getting your daily heart. Those are signs that your gut's not healthy. So just remember that. You can support your prebiotics or your probiotics with postbiotics by resistant starches. So I don't know if y'all have heard about this. People say that the carbs aren't carbs when you eat resistant starch, but that's not true. Carbohydrates are still carbohydrates, but resistant starches are things like cooled rice. So let's say you cook rice, you allow it to completely cool, you refrigerate it, and then, yes, you have a great day as well. Thank you. And then you consume it. That's a resistant starch is what it's called. Or potatoes, because they're high starch. That's another resistant starch. Oats, if you're able to tolerate them. There are some really good oats out there. Some really, really good brands that are glyphosate free, because oats and rices, things like that, are highly sprayed. Almonds are highly sprayed. So you really want to get something that's organic if you can, in that for sure. Legumes are also supportive postbiotics. Hey, welcome in. Thank you, K King. Ghee. I don't know if you heard of ghee. It's actually non-dairy, if you didn't know that. It doesn't have, or I believe it doesn't have lactose. So ghee is when you melt down butter, and the top layer, like the melted part that you see, that's like all the, like the dairy and I think the fattier part. And that top layer that you would skim off the top, that's ghee. So a lot of Indian foods, they use a lot of ghee. I know Indian does. And then fiber is another great postbiotic and a great support for your probiotics. Okay. A couple signs for someone that is dealing with poor gut health. If you are dealing with a lot of bloating, if you consume your meals and then you're, what do they call it? Thank you for getting your daily, what do they call it? A food baby? If you're constantly dealing with food babies, you probably have some gut health issues that you need to address, right? Does anybody here deal with a lot of inflammation or a lot of indigestion or even gas, constipation, diarrhea, those things, fatigue, brain fog? Remember we talked about the gut and brain connection. Thank you so much for the shares. Hey, welcome in, K-World. That could be part of the problem, is you need to address some gut health issues. I mentioned earlier, skin issues. Hey, welcome in, Carolyn. Skin issues, eczema, acne. Those are big problems related to gut health, related to potentially gut dysbiosis, or potentially just a lot of inflammation in the lining of the gut. A lot of people that deal with it, indigestion, it's all gut health. Major food sensitivities. It could be a sign of gut health. I know for me personally, and then of course autoimmune symptoms. I know for me personally, just kind of tell you my story. I used to deal with anemia. I was diagnosed with IBS. I thought I had celiac. I didn't get the celiac. Oh, thank you so much for the greeting hands. That's very cute. Greeting hearts. Not that I had celiac, but it all resolved itself when I was able to heal my gut. So that's my own personal testimony. I know everyone is different. That may not, if someone healing their gut, it may not convert that way. So nothing's guaranteed. Thank y'all so much for the taps on the screen. But there are things that you can do. A lot of doctors, of course, now it's great to get tested, to get your blood panel, find out if you do have gluten allergies. Some of the big things I'll say that you would want to eliminate potentially from your diet, from your way of eating. are highly inflammatory foods if you're dealing with gut health issues. Because if you already are having problems with digesting just normal foods, then the harder one to digest, you really want to eliminate. And I can tell you a couple of the foods that are really hard to digest when you are dealing with gut health problems are dairy and gluten, and they are everywhere. We love our carbs, we love our cheese, right? We love our rice, our pasta, all of that, but it's just going to make the problem worse. So I do recommend, if you are dealing with gut health problems, if you're having indigestion, if you're dealing with some of the symptoms that I mentioned, to eliminate those things for at least 30 days. And the reason why you want to eliminate them for at least 30 days with no slip ups is because if you mess up just one time, you have to kind of start over, because it takes your body about 30 days to eliminate gluten and dairy. So if you are highly inflamed, you're waking up and you're really puffy, you're having achy joints, maybe even upset stomach, you're not going to the bathroom regularly, these could be signs that you have gut health problems that you want to address. And trust me, you want to address them. Thank you for connecting with me. Thank you for the shares. Spilling the auntie. That's cute. Because you don't want that issue to become worse. And typically with people, I think this is honestly the reason why autoimmunity is at an all-time high and it's just continuing to rise. It's because people don't listen to the signs that their gut is being affected negatively. So I talk about this all the time. Yes, I preach all the time that you have to learn to listen to your body. If something gives you a headache, you notice that. Something makes you feel extremely lethargic. Something upsets your stomach. If something is causing you to, have diarrhea, nausea, different symptoms, look at those symptoms as clues that there's something underlying, that there's something going on that you might want to address. Because if not, you might have something bigger that you then have to address. And it's definitely not worth it. Prevention is better than cure, right? So we have to choose the right things. That doesn't mean don't enjoy some treats from time to time. That doesn't mean any of that. It's totally fine. But you have to choose wisely, and you definitely want to do what's in your best interest, especially long term. Because one thing that I preach on my page is increasing our quality of life. Yeah, we want to live for a long time, but you want to live and you want to be healthy, and you want to live and actually be able to enjoy your life, right? We don't want to just be sitting around sick, hooked up to a machine or whatever. Like, we want to be able to enjoy our life and really thrive in our life and do everything that we're called to do while we're on this earth, right? So it's all very important. Sometimes if you have very bad gut health, you could end up having what's called leaky gut. So that's actually what I used to deal with. I had leaky gut. Thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate it. And let me actually change my goal, because I only have a couple things. So every Monday, if y'all didn't know, if y'all want to support me, you're more than welcome to. Excuse me, I need some water. Every Monday, what's called our gift galleries reset. So if you tap my photo, and then you'll see that I have like 8 of 12 things, but every Monday they reset. And when we get our gift galleries full, not only does it support us as live hosts, live creators, welcome in Crystal, but it allows our content to be pushed out more by TikTok. So feel free, if y'all want to touch anything in my gift gallery, you're more than welcome to. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to keeps going away. But yeah, when I get my little goal thing, I'll change it up. But yes, leaky gut, basically the easy way to explain it is your gut lining should be intertwined, interconnected, right? And it should be tight. There shouldn't be anything that can penetrate the walls and go within or out of your gut that's not supposed to. But if you get leaky gut, the gaps in your gut start to open up. They start to loosen. There tends to be some space. It becomes permeable. So things can enter and exit that should not be doing. That should not be able to. So like food, microscopic pieces of food can be out into your bloodstream. And then eventually, a lot of times what happens is that it becomes an autoimmune response. So then your body starts to attack itself because it thinks that there's a foreign invader when it's just your gut not able to operate in the way that it's supposed to, right? So I really believe that's what happened to me, because my gut health was becoming worse and worse and worse. Then it can turn into other conditions like gastritis, like IBS. But really, IBS, they want it to become, well, not want it to become. It can go from IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, to IBS-C, where you can't go, and then IBS-D or IBD. So there's kind of like a wavelength that it continues to travel as potentially your health gets worse or as your gut health gets worse. So it's really important to catch it in the beginning so that you don't go, down. Your health doesn't decrease, right? Now, with your diet, if you are dealing with any of this stuff, if you're dealing with gastritis, you're dealing with IBS, C or D, or just normal forms of IBS, you're dealing with any type of indigestion, extreme bloating, gas, nausea, fatigue, upset stomach, skin issues, eczema, acne, it could all be gut related. But some of the things that you want to do, of course, eating those prebiotic rich foods, probiotic rich foods, as I've mentioned, some other herbs, of course, Jerusalem artichoke. It's very potent in prebiotic fiber, and that's going to feed those probiotics so that they can be more effective. Also, there are mushrooms. They are a great source of beta-galactans, which is a prebiotic compound. They're going to help immunomodulate, so they're going to help increase your immune system as well. They're going to help potentially, all this is potential, nothing is guaranteed, improving your gastrointestinal health as well. They can potentially help with reducing inflammation. The list goes on and on and on. Lion's mane and turkey tail, shiitake mushroom, portobello mushroom, white button mushrooms are all great. They are all great options for you to help with your gut health because they have those prebiotic rich fibers. Here's also to reduce inflammation. So that's what I was kind of going to touch on earlier. Reducing inflammation is going to be key if you are dealing with gut health, because you most likely are inflamed even if you don't realize it. Maybe your joints aren't hurting or anything like that. Maybe it's not too severe, but you most likely are dealing with some inflammation. Okay. Thank y'all so much for tapping it up on the screen. I see them constantly coming through. Thank you, K-World. I really appreciate you. Bone broth is one that you actually can make at home. And this one, I always feel weird explaining it because it's like you get some bones from like a grass-fed and finished cow. Hey, Beauty Wars. Thank you for connecting with me. Yes, and feel free, y'all connect with each other in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Where are you from? I'm in Kentucky, and it's actually nice weather today. But yeah, I'm in Kentucky. It's been raining a lot here. Yeah, welcome. So bone broth, I actually am able to get beef bones from a grass-fed and finished cow. Oh, wow, you're from Africa. Wow, what part of Africa? You're in Virginia. Nice. That's not too far from me, I don't think. What, maybe 4 or 5 hours. But basically you would roast the bones. I know that sounds so weird. And then you can put them in a crock pot if you like. Cover them with some spring water, just some fresh water. Michigan, welcome in, Crystal. And then you will add in your other ingredients. So you can add in other vegetables. You can add in a whole onion if you like. You can add in carrots. You can add in celery, kind of whatever you like. However you want to flavor it. If you want to add in some fresh, organic, hopefully. Thank you so much. I need to retie my hair. But if you want to add in some herbs like rosemary, thyme, garlic, ginger, all of these things are going to taste really good. They're going to make the broth taste really good. And you just want to let it cook on low, really for about 24 hours if you can, 12 to 24 hours. You can cover it, put it on low, let it do its thing. When it's done, you'll strain it all off and you'll notice a gelatinous, thick, fatty form on the top. And that is the collagen that is going to help heal your gut. So many people, you can also buy them in the store, but it's really easy to make at home. So I tell people to make it at home. Even if you buy a bone-in steak or you have an organic chicken and you save the carcass, you can use all of that. You can strip all the meat off the carcass, put it aside, and do exactly what I'm telling you. You don't have to roast it because it's already been cooked. But you can add in all your vegetables. You can cover it with the water and put the lid on and let it cook down and create that gelatinous, nutrient-rich bone broth that you can then add to salads. You can add it to your rice to add some extra flavor. Some people drink it in the mornings instead of coffee. That's a bit far for me. I can't do that. I can't do that with myself. Like it's weird. But people do. So that is a great one. It's full of minerals. It's bone strengthening. As I mentioned, it has that collagen. It's going to be bioavailable, which means your body is going to be able to absorb it. That's the only thing when it comes to lots of vegetation, lots of different greens. I'm all about eating your greens. You should, but most of them are not as bioavailable to us, not as compared to animal products. So keep that in mind. I know not everybody eats animal products, but they're definitely beneficial. So if you do, I would definitely recommend incorporating bone broth into your diet. Organic olive oil. That is full of good, healthy fats. Now, you don't want to cook with olive oil. Doesn't matter how good of quality it is. Ideally, you just want to drizzle it on your salads. Hey, Felicia, thank you for tapping. You want to drizzle it on your salads. You want to maybe even eat a tablespoon, consume it like a tablespoon straight. But the key to olive oil is making sure it's single source. You want it to be organic, cold pressed, and in a dark bottle, glass bottle, ideally. So you want like a dark amber bottle, a dark green bottle, some type of dark glass that you can't see straight through. You want it to be from one location, one place, all from Italy, all from Spain, all from one place, wherever it is, all from Greece, one place. That's because, hey, thank you for connecting with me. Here's your next job. Thank you for connecting with me. You want it to be from single source because what happens is they will take olives from here and there and everywhere and press them, and you don't really know where they've been pressed, and you don't know if they are actually thinning out the oil with a cheaper oil, so it's not as good of quality. So you want to ideally get single source. You want to store it in a dark space away from sunlight. Hey, welcome in everybody. Hey, thank you for getting your heart me, Dying Breed. And you want to use it to drizzle. Of course, like I said, some people literally take like an ounce or two, which is a tablespoon or two, just straight in the morning. I remember at one time, Starbucks, hey, welcome in. Mozilla, welcome in. Starbucks was even making a coffee that had olive oil in it. I don't know if y'all remember that. And people loved it. I did not try it, but olive oil has many, many benefits. It's full of omega-3 fatty acids, which are beneficial. Thank you so much for the populars. I really appreciate it. Hey, Deborah, thank you for connecting with me. Healthy fish is another great option if you're dealing with inflammation. So right now, and just to go back to kind of tell y'all who I am, if you don't know, I'm Victoria. Thank you for coming on here. I am a naturopathic medicine student. Thank you so much for those populars. Yeah. I study naturopathic medicine and herbalism, and then I have my own small business out of Eden Apothecary. And I come on here throughout the week and I teach. I teach about herbal wellness. I teach about holistic health, naturopathic medicine to some degree, and just like natural practices that you can take into your daily life that hopefully are easy. Crystal, thank you for connecting with me. That are easy for you to incorporate, because ultimately it's about healthy habits that are small changes that you can add into your routine that aren't very difficult, that aren't very time consuming, that you can be consistent with to increase your quality of life. That's what I always say, and that's what it's about. And I always give y'all a charge at the end. So I'm not going to be on here too much longer, probably another 20 minutes. So if you have any gut health related questions, let me know in the comments. Tomorrow I'm going to be back and I'm going to talk more about gut health. I said something earlier. I can't remember. I'll look back and see what I said I was going to talk about. I think maybe I'll talk more about like herbs and stuff, since people love herbs and they love to learn more about herbs. I can talk more about like herbs and foods and maybe even recipes that you all can incorporate that are gut health friendly. And maybe we can even get in the kitchen and make something. I've been on here, I think a couple weeks ago, and I made sauerkraut. And okay, I will do that. I made sauerkraut and people loved it. And it's really easy to make. And okay, I sure will. I'm going to screenshot that. Oh no, I thought I locked my phone. Okay, I sure will. I'm going to screenshot that. Oh no, I thought I locked my phone. I locked it. I was trying to screenshot. I always press the wrong button, but I will. I'll give some recipes. Sundays, I do meal prep. I have food as my topic. I guess I am talking about food, but I'm not cooking. I didn't mean to do that. That was on there from yesterday. But on Sundays, I come in and I do meal prep. So if meal prepping is something that you want to get into, something that you don't know much about, that you want to learn more about, let me know, or join me. Yeah, but let me know if there's any type of food, I guess, that you would like to, delve into, or maybe even some healthy alternatives. At the beginning of my health journey, I used to do a lot of cooking based off of my taste buds. So, if you're not eating, high quality foods, not a bunch of fried stuff and all that, it's hard to transition out of that. So what I used to do is I used to air fry things, and I used to come up with stuff. Instead of like going and get French fries at the store or whatever, I would get some potatoes, clean them, dice them, cut them up, and bake them, and like sprinkle some sea salt on them. I used to make my own. So that is the key, I think, to health and wellness and longevity. And if y'all don't mind help me tap it up on the screen, please. That is the key to staying consistent. Is finding foods that you like, even if it currently is something that is not considered healthy, and putting a healthy twist on it. So maybe finding an organic ingredient, or something that's a fresh ingredient, or something that has less sugar, something that's less processed. It's a journey. Just like take one thing at a time and kind of chip away at it. There it is. I need to change my goal. Chip away at it so that you can increase your health, because ultimately, yeah, it tastes good and everything, but you're going to be better off, and you're going to feel better when you choose foods that are of higher quality and that have more benefits, right? So that ultimately is what it's about. That's what it is about. So I'm going to put up a new goal. I'm trying to work on getting that gallery together. Hey, Mackie, welcome in. So yes, I got that new goal up there. Every week our gallery resets, y'all. So if you didn't know this, if you're a live host, it resets every week. But it's fun. Okay, so a couple more things to help with inflammation. Fruit. Your berries are really good. They're full of antioxidants. You want to do what so bad? What do you want to do? They're full of antioxidants that help fight oxidative stress and oxidative damage that's done to your body and to your cells. So they are very, very good for you. They're full of phytonutrients, which is like plant nutrients. Be healthier. You can totally do it. You can totally be healthier. It's just about making good choices one at a time. So let's say you were going to go to Wendy's for lunch. Instead of going to Wendy's, or if you did, instead of getting the double cheeseburger and the large fry and the large Coke or whatever, maybe get a baked potato and get a grilled chicken sandwich instead. It's like you have to make smaller choices. I don't believe in the approach of going 0 to 100. People can't sustain that. Or people that go super hard and they cut their calories way down or whatever. You have to make small choices that you can make into a lifestyle. Right, yeah. So maybe instead of going to the Wendy's, you go to a Mediterranean grill where they have salad. Thank you for connecting with me, Erica. And they have, good whole grains, and they have better meats that are grilled, that are better quality. It's one of those things. And the more you choose yourself and you choose your health, thank you for the populars, you're going to feel better, and you're going to want to continue to make those good choices. Another thing, I think a key to being good is starting your day out with more protein. Yeah, start your day out. Hey, welcome in, Deborah. Thank you. Start your day out with more protein. You'll notice that when you do eat more protein earlier in the morning, you're going to stay fuller longer. You're actually going to make better choices throughout the day because you started out on the right foot. And you're chipping away at that protein intake. Most Americans actually aren't even consuming enough protein. So there's a big misconception around protein. I've actually been doing a lot of research in this, and I think one of my courses will have more information soon. But I think the dietary recommendations, or the RDA, I guess, their recommendations is 1 gram of protein per ideal pound of body weight. type, whatever. So, eating a lot of good quality proteins, we can go through that. So for meats, for chicken, you want pasture raised organic chicken. For beef, you want grass-fed and finished organic. For pork, if you consume pork, which I know that one, I always feel like I have to preface that because people kind of trip about pork. If you eat pork, you want pastured pork, okay? Because that's going to be pastured organic pork is going to be the best. That means they're living out in the fields and they're not eating craziness. They're not eating corn. They're not eating soy or any of those byproducts. They're eating good quality food, right? You want that. For fish, you want wild caught fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines. Those are the fish that I typically recommend because they have been said to be lower in mercury and also lower in microplastics. Fish, if you're a pescatarian, you kind of have to be careful anyways because people think they're doing better with being a pescatarian, but you're really not because mercury levels are so much higher in fish and they're full of microplastics these days. It's really crazy. Our ocean is full of plastic. I mean, you can find information on that everywhere. Hey, Miss C, thank you for connecting with me. It's really a shame, but that's just the way that the world is, unfortunately, right now. So the way that you can protect yourself is to get the smaller fish. The sardines, the mackerels are full of omega-3s. They're going to help fight inflammation. They're going to help you feel good. They're going to help your skin. They're going to help your hair. They're going to give you that glow. They're so beneficial to your health. So check out those. And then as far as grains and oats, you want to get organic. Complex carbohydrates are really good. So your brown rice, your bulgur, your sweet potato. Complex carbs they are carbs, but our body also needs carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not the enemy. Complex ones your body takes longer to break them down. So, and congrats on reaching level 3, Mozilla. So yes, complex carbs are going to be good for you. And then you want a healthy fat. Maybe you have a side salad. You drizzle a little olive oil in there. I love oil and vinegar on my salads. If it is kind of an acquired taste, I guess. But you could do that. That's really good for you. And of course, making your dressings at home is also going to be a really good one because you know what's in it for one. And a lot of dressings that we buy on the shelf. And if y'all don't mind to help me tap it up on the screen, please, that'd be great. Let's try to at least make it to 10K. These dressings are full of sugar. It's crazy. So many of these dressings are full of sugar, full of sugar. So it's important to look at the ingredients. I am going to do a thing where I talk about ingredients because I know that is important and I know that sugar is hidden. I know that just fake ingredients, they're hidden. There's a lot of greenwashing that goes on. And if you don't know what greenwashing is, basically greenwashing is when they make a product sound healthier than it is. It's natural. Hey, small fry, welcome in. It's natural. Natural doesn't mean anything. There's companies that do that put these labels. It's a funny one, actually. They're actually not allowed to give, chickens, for example, they're not allowed to give them antibiotics. But what do you see all over packages? Antibiotic free. That's marketing. And that's greenwashing. So they want you to think, this one's healthy. No, it's not. It's been greenwashed. So things like that, I want to come on here and share more about because I know people don't know. People don't know. And I want y'all to be informed, to be able to make informed decisions when you are going out and you're buying food for your family. And on the flip side of that, you do the best that you can do within the constraints of your budget, right? People will tell you, I'm an advocate for eating local, buying from your farmers, buying organic, buying fresh where you can. Frozen is not bad. Frozen is great because frozen foods are actually picked at their ripe peak at harvest. So frozen is not bad. If you can't buy all organic, that's okay. If you can't buy all the grass-fed and finished beef and all the things, that's okay. You have to do what works with your budget. So keep that in mind. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. And I think even if it's a canned green bean, you're still getting the green beans in, so you're getting some nutrients, and that's better than not eating them at all, right? All of that matters. I really wish I could move my camera. Hold on one second, y'all. Let's see if I can try to get this off again. I don't think I can get it off. Sorry. I was trying to move my camera, but it's like so low. I don't like it this low, but I can't get it off. I can't get it off, I don't think. Oh, well. Yeah, I'll have to deal with that later. But hey, yes. Hey, Poetic. It's been a minute. Good to see you back. So we're just talking about inflammation. Some other things that help reduce inflammation. Leafy greens, of course. Like spinach, kale, lamb's quarters, watercress. They're packed with vitamins and minerals. They help decrease inflammation. And they have beneficial phytonutrients. How are you all doing? Vegetables, they're good for tackling inflammation, of course. You know, we know our fruits and veggies are things that we need to incorporate into our diet. Yes, so those they help to fight inflammation. Now, on the other side of things, he's like, what I missed. So I at first started out talking about how to improve your gut health, but I'm kind of making this, I think, a 3-part series. So I talked about what are prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics. What are all of these things? What are some signs that I'm dealing with bad gut health? Like maybe you deal with eczema, maybe you deal with bloating, like maybe you're gassy, inflammation. There's different things, different conditions that could lead to worse gut health, or that are signs that you are dealing with bad gut health. So yeah, processed foods, synthetic food colorings, foods sprayed with pesticides, a big one if you're dealing with inflammation. And then we went to inflammation because inflammation, I once heard, is the breeding ground for disease. And I've always kind of held on to that. And I believe that because there are so many people that are inflamed, and then you look a couple years, 10 years down the road, and then they have a full-blown diagnosis. And it could have been caught when they were first inflamed. And that's where I mention again, learning to listen to your body, learning to listen to your needs, because it is important. Your body is trying to tell you what you need. Yeah, we do. We absolutely need our vegetables, and you have to listen to your body. So sugar is one of those things that you for sure got to cut out. Reduce though. If you're a sugar addict and you drink a bunch of pops every day, or you load up your coffee in the morning, or you always have to have dessert, that is also a sign that you are not eating enough protein. Because if you're constantly craving sugar, you're lacking in your other macronutrients. And that one, the biggest being protein and maybe even fat. Probably not carbs, but definitely protein. Yeah, yeah, that could be, and that also could be a sign of gut health. And it also sometimes may not even be that serious. It could just be habit. You know, we get into these habits that, that's good. These habits of we eat dinner and then we have to have this dessert. We have to have something sweet. No, you don't have to have something sweet. You've just told yourself that for so long that you believe it. And if you do, maybe have a healthier alternative. So here's a healthy option. I don't know if I've heard of the date Snickers, where you use dates. You de-seeded dates, or you can get the ones that have seeds, slice them down the middle, take the seed out. You put a nut butter. Yeah, put a nut butter in the middle. So if you can have peanuts, if you're not allergic to peanuts, I like them with peanuts. So I do peanut butter, and then you can either melt and drizzle some chocolate. You could do like cacao, like the ones that are higher in cacao, like a darker chocolate. Or you can do milk, kind of whatever you prefer, I think. You can either dip them in that. You could put like a toothpick through the middle and dip them in the chocolate, or you can drizzle it over the top and then put them in the fridge to harden for a couple hours. And they literally taste like a Snickers. And you could even do like the little, what is it? There's so many brands. There's one that's like a stevia based one. I can't think of it. I can like kind of see the label. But there's some healthy chocolates out there. Hu is I love Hu chocolate. It's very clean. It's very pure, and it tastes really, really good. You could do Hu chocolate, little chocolate chips on top, and again, let it sit in the freezer or in the fridge to harden. And it tastes like a Snickers. So it's like having a dessert, but the dates are actually going to help with your digestion. They have many benefits. So that's a good alternative. Finding those alternatives. And I know some people will say, no, just cut it out. I don't think that. I think that finding the alternatives is going to be much more beneficial to you long term, because you have to, again, be able to sustain this. It's a lifestyle change, right? It's not just about, doing this to get X results. It has to be something that you can incorporate into your life and sustain. So yes, those that haven't connected with me, feel free to tap my picture up here in the corner and connect with me. Feel free to follow me. And get your daily heart if you like. If you want to join the Healthy Fam, tap that orange heart at the top of the screen and join in with me. Join the Healthy Fam. I appreciate y'all, okay? And I want y'all to continue to grow and to increase in your health and increase your quality of life. That's what this is about. Let me tap this. Let me see. Let me see a few more things. Caffeine, sugar. If you're dealing with inflammation, caffeine has been linked to many things. And of course, again, all this is for educational purposes. I'm not saying that you're going to have anxiety if you drink caffeine, but there are people that caffeine, especially high amounts of caffeine, can trigger that type of reaction. Synthetic sugars, they worsen your inflammation. Alcohol, gluten, diets high in animal products. So maybe you need to back off your meat a little bit if you're dealing with lots of inflammation. Everybody's body is different. So you have to listen to your body. Fried foods, meats with antibiotics. We talked about that. Meats that have been treated. So that's your non-organic meats. You kind of want to steer clear of those. Hey, Delisha, thank you so much for connecting with me. Now, a couple of the natural remedies or herbs that you could potentially incorporate into your diet. Of course, consult with your doctor. I always have to say that, but y'all know, consult with your doctor before making any changes. This is all just about education, about educating the people, okay? One of them, lion's mane. It's a mushroom. It is known to have antioxidants, gastroprotective properties. It helps to tame inflammation responses in the body through immunomodulation. It's also been said to help with stomach ulcers. You can take it as a tea or as a tincture. There's many ways. Hey, Miss Gregory, welcome in. Marshmallow root, thank you for getting your daily. Marshmallow root is a gelatinous type, demulcicant type of herb. It has lots of protective properties in it. So if you're dealing with gut lining problems, you're dealing with gut health issues. Hey, Shorty, welcome in. Gut health issues. Don't forget to get your daily. And my subbies that are here, feel free to put some of the new subscriber stickers in the chat. Hey, Amber, everybody's coming in. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes, I know. Oh, okay, yes, at 2, right? You're on at 2. I'll be off before that, so I'll try to hop on yours. Yeah, I appreciate the support. But yes, marshmallow root and slippery elm. Thank you for the shares. They are demulcicants, as I mentioned. And they basically create like this gelatinous, like thick, not film, but like coating that is going to help with the lining of your gut. It's going to be protective. Thank you so much for the pop. I appreciate you. And they form like a protective layer, like I said, to help against damage. Thank you so much for the populars, y'all. I keep missing the button. But yes, they're going to help. Marshmallow root does have a mild laxative effect, so be mindful of that. Don't take too much. And it has also been said to help and be beneficial for people that have IBS-C, especially if they're having, issues in that area. It can be beneficial. Slippery elm is also a demulcicant, and it, again, helps with that protective layer, helps to protect and kind of soothe. Slippery elm and marshmallow root are very soothing herbs. They're also good for the throat. They're good for most linings. So like intestinal linings, like your throat, like just they're good for linings in the body to help coat and reduce inflammation. And they also can stimulate some secretions, but that's going to be beneficial to you. So those are a couple herbs that are very beneficial. Reishi mushroom as well and turkey tail mushroom are also, thank you so much for the roses. They're also herbs that are very beneficial to the gut lining. So if y'all wouldn't mind to help me tap it up, I've been on here for a minute, and I normally would have been past 10K by now. If y'all wouldn't mind help me tap it up on the screen. We're almost at 8. I appreciate it. All the hey, thank you for getting your heart, me. So yes, we have just been talking about gut health. Oh, I need to move my leg. My leg's going to sleep. Gut health and just ways to improve your gut health in general. And I have been now talking about herbs and these fungi, mushrooms. Now reishi mushroom is also anti-inflammatory as well, just like turkey tail mushroom. They've been said to calm inflammation. They are important because they have that prebiotic fiber that we talked about earlier. So just a little recap. Your prebiotics are fed to the probiotics, right? And then your postbiotics help feed the probiotic. So you got your pre, your intra, your probiotic, and your postbiotic. And they all help one another work better, be more effective, and so on and so forth. So it's important to have that prebiotic fiber from foods like apples, because they have that pectin, and that's a good prebiotic, indigestible fiber for us, but digestible by the probiotics that live in our gut, by those good gut bugs. We want to increase those, right? So that we can reduce our inflammation, so that we can reduce those negative symptoms that we might have, like the bloating, like the eczema, like potential food sensitivities, like that autoimmune response that you might be getting. We want to help reduce those things, and we reduce those by increasing the good, the probiotics, the prebiotics. Hey, welcome back. I'm going to include some fermented foods, some probiotic-rich foods into our diet. So to recap on those, your yogurts, unsweetened. There's non-dairy, or there's dairy ones. They have the live cultures. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of yogurt for probiotics because if you think about it, anything that has to be refrigerated or anything that has to be, anything's refrigerated, most of the time is not going to make it to the lower intestines where we need, the probiotics. So if you think about a probiotic that you buy at the store or whatever that has to be refrigerated, those aren't the ones you want. You want one that's shelf stable, because it's actually going to make it through the pipeline to where it needs to be. Okay. So that's a tip there. Don't give into the hype, because it's not necessary. But it's weird because on the other side, you think about sauerkraut. So you think about kimchi and different things that are refrigerated, but they also include more of those. Hey, Coach Key, welcome in. They include those prebiotic fibers that then in turn feed the probiotics. So those are beneficial. And it's crazy. I've seen people where they've tested some of their sauerkraut that they make at home, and it had like 20 million or more different strands of probiotic. So if that isn't enough cause for you to start making your own sauerkraut, I don't know what else is. It is amazing. Yes, thank you, Coach Key, for getting your daily. Yes, so we talked about kefir. You can get kefir from coconut milk or regular ferment. It's a fermented milk. So you can get it from your regular milk, your regular dairy, or a coconut version. So coconut, of course, you kind of want to go more the coconut route if you are dealing with inflammation, because dairy could perpetuate that inflammation. So in order to decrease it, you don't necessarily want to have that. And we're almost at 10K. Thank you all so much for the taps. Miso, tempeh, natto. I'm not really familiar with what that is. Kombucha, lower sugar kombuchas, of course, lacto fermented pickles, some prebiotic rich foods. Thank you for the shares, Emma. Garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus. Asparagus are also really good for your liver. I don't know if y'all knew that. They've been said to have some cleansing effects. Hey, chocolate, welcome in. Oh, thank you so much for the roses. Appreciate you. Some populars if you like instead, because they help push me out. And I think they're the same. Asparagus, bananas that are slightly green, they have higher prebiotic fibers as well. Jerusalem artichoke, as I've already mentioned. A couple of these I've already said. Chicory root. Thank you so much for the populars. I love building my rose garden. Hey, welcome in, Leanna. Hey, Gina. Thank you for connecting with me. Dandelion greens. I know here locally they have dandelion greens. So thank you all so much. Dandelion greens are really good. They also have been said to have a cleansing effect on the body and the kidneys. They can also kind of be like a little bit of a diuretic, but they are so beneficial, full of micronutrients. Thank you for the podcast. Thank you all so much. And I think today my allergies are bothering me. My eyes have been itching. As you can see, they're like a little swollen. I've been itching. Allergies, so I'm going to do something about that. And then apples with the skin. We want the skin on the apples because it has fiber and it has some prebiotic fiber as well. Prebiotic fiber. Another big thing, hey, moving the needle. Thank you for getting your daily. Another big thing that we don't think about is stress. Stress affects the gut big time. So if you are, thank you so much for all these podcasts. You are dealing with a high stress situation, job, whatever. Gut breathing. I don't know if I've heard of that. Hey, Nathan, welcome in. I need to teach on that too. Taking deep breaths, diaphragmatic breathing. Oh, thank you. Really deep breaths, cleansing breaths in, holding it in for 8 seconds and releasing it slowly for 8 seconds. Hey, Nathan, thank you for getting your daily. That makes a big difference. It helps to decrease your cortisol levels. And cortisol is like our stress hormone. Everybody pretty much knows that now because people talk about it so much. Thank you for the podcast. So, decreasing your stress in whatever way. I know for me, I love to exercise. After this, I'm not hungry right now. So, I'm going to work out before my boys wake up. Exercise is a great way to decrease your stress. And trust me, you don't want that stress on you. It can negatively impact you in so many ways. So keeping your stress levels down is important. Like the butterflies in your stomach, sometimes the stomach cramping, upset stomach. Those can be things that trigger, those are digestive problems that have been triggered from stress sometimes. So look at your stress levels and see how they are impacting the two. See if you notice the connection. That's part of learning your body, learning yourself. You have to go through the experiment, right? Because you'll be better for it. And thank y'all for helping me hit 10. Thank you so much for tapping it up. I appreciate it. Spending more time outdoors, getting sunshine on your skin is important. You're actually going to get vitamin D from the sun. And that is going to impact your health as well. Yes, I will. I'll have to hit your notification bell so I can try to come. Because I also, thank you so much helping me reaching my goal. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I was talking about it earlier. Let me hit the bell on you as well, if I can. Well, I will. I will take a screenshot. Our gift gallery resets every week, y'all. So thank y'all so much for all the gifts, for all the taps, all of it, because it shows your support of my channel and it lets TikTok know that y'all like what you're hearing, right? Oh, thank you so much. Now you close in one of the things on my gift gallery, which is so important. Thank you so much because yes, it helps push me out. It helps them know that, like I said, what y'all see, you like, what you hear, you like, and that is important, and it helps get more people into my life. So that's one thing now. I'm learning more of the importance. I didn't really think it mattered. And I'm really new to this. So like, this is only not that many. This is only my second month, like really building my account. So I started in April, like almost mid-April. And I decided I'm going to go all in. I'm going to start teaching on here. I'm going to start really like pushing more content and like bringing some more value to this app, to TikTok. And it's been so beneficial. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, so you have a name in my gallery all week. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's my aunt. I hope you don't care if I say it. It's my aunt. So a blood fam that supports, and I appreciate it. I really, really do. So thank you all so much. We're so close. So I'm gonna just set this one. I guess it's my last goal, and then I will keep it there for a while. But thank you all so much. Yes, it really it's important that we fill up these galleries. I didn't realize that, and I think TikTok really looks at engagement. So I guess a couple tips: if you want to grow on here, you have to engage. You have to be. If you go on people's lives, you want to stay there for at least 10 minutes because that is something that they're looking at. You don't want to be like in and out, unless I understand things happen, but if you are engaging with someone, you want to make yourself known like y'all are doing. And engage, comment, share, do all the things that helps. It's going to help them. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It helps them, but it also helps you. So all of it matters and it's important. And yes, thank you so much for all the shares. You get points for this. If you join the Healthy Fam, if you tap that heart, get your daily heart me, all of those points will count. And then you will go on a journey up through different levels. So like, as y'all can see, I think I'm like a level 23. I'm a level 24, which means that I gift people because I want to give back to, especially to those that support me because, and I appreciate it. So, and congrats, Shorty, on reaching level 4. So let's get back to this gut health thing because I'm going to get off here pretty soon. Stress, we talked about breathing exercises, massage, acupuncture, regular self-care, learning to prioritize yourself and say no. Yeah. Yes. Turn on notifications. Thank you so much. I will turn on yours as well. That is important. And even move the needle. I know that my friend goes on at 6:02, so I'll probably try to hop on yours first, show some support, and then I'll hop onto hers. But I'm going to hit the bell. Excuse me. So that is important. Avoiding stimulants, utilizing aromatherapy for stress. I laugh about this all the time because I used to say, I made fun of my friends that, yes, it does. It definitely affects your whole body. Thank y'all so much for the taps. I used to make fun of my friends that did aromatherapy. They were big into, oh, you have a headache? Use peppermint oil. I'm like, that don't work. But it actually does. And I've seen it myself, with my boys, when they get really congested. I diffuse tea tree oil because it cleanses the air with peppermint oil and eucalyptus oil because those are going to help open up their sinuses. And then I also add in lavender oil because that's going to then help calm them and keep them relaxed for a good night's rest, which is always needed, especially when you're not feeling well. So aromatherapy is very, very powerful. Do not ingest internally essential oils. Do not consume them. Hey, Scorpio lady, welcome in. Welcome in. No, they're not. You're not supposed to. They're way too potent. They could actually have negative effects. Thank you for getting your daily. They could have negative effects on you. So I always give the example of a rose. 1 drop. Yes, I will say the oils I do together. 1 drop is about 1,000 roses. 1,000. That's crazy, right? You don't want to consume that. That could be bad for you. So yes, even if we're congested or my husband, if he were to get sick, I do just a couple drops of each, depending on how big your diffuser is. But I do tea tree oil because it helps to cleanse the air. I do peppermint and eucalyptus because they help with your sinuses. They help with decongesting. And then I do lavender oil for calming effects. So you can do those if you'd like. There's also probably some blends out there. Another oil that I can tell you that helps to lift your spirits, it's been known for that, to help lift the mood, is citrus oil. So if you can find a citrus blend, they might even have the little roller balls. They've been put in a carrier oil. Yes. That it's not going to be as strong. It's not going to be it shouldn't negatively affect the skin. Some people have really sensitive skin, so you have to be careful. But the roller balls of a citrus oil could be great if you deal with ups and downs in your mental health or your mood. Yeah, you're very welcome, Deborah. That's why I'm here. That is why I'm here. And then lastly, let's talk about a few supplements. So I do believe in supplements. It's funny because I have come a long way. I used to not believe in supplements. I used to think that you can get absolutely everything from food. But the more I learn about nutrition, I understand that you can't, especially not in today's society, because we don't even have like wheat, for example. It's been genetically modified so much, we don't have its natural version, like its heirloom version. So we have to, because our soil is depleted, most of our foods are depleted. We have to supplement, but supplementing is just that. It's not the bulk of what you're doing. The bulk of what you're doing is eating the right foods, in the right season, so you can capitalize on getting the most bang for your buck, the most nutrients, vitamins, minerals that you can, right? But with that, you complement your clean diet, your healthy lifestyle with supplementation to fill in the gaps. Okay, rosemary and lemongrass. Oh gosh, smells so good. Even lemongrass tea, like the herb to have for a tea, is so calming and just so soothing. I love it. Hey, welcome back in, Jess. So a couple supplements that are beneficial to inflammation or improving gut health are omega-3 fatty acids. Hey, welcome in, Daniela. Omega-3 fatty acids, they're a big deal. They have been said to help with digestive disorders. Thank you so much for the follow, Ari. Vitamin D, you want vitamin D3 because it has a critical role in maintaining structural integrity of the gastrointestinal barrier. It regulates protein synthesis. It has many, many benefits. Vitamin D3, there's so many people that are deficient in it. Get your D levels checked with your doctor. Talk about this with your doctor. You'd be surprised. There's so many different disorders, like the symptoms of those disorders that can show up in a vitamin D deficiency. And I actually talked about that. I think last week we talked about vitamin D and then signs of deficiency, people that might want to supplement. Thank you so much for the roses and for the populars. I appreciate it. I see them steadily coming in. Thank you. So yes, get your D levels checked. There's Dr. Berg. He's here on TikTok. Check him out, y'all, when you get a chance. He talks about vitamin D3. He's one doctor that I trust. He has lots of information on YT that you can check out as well. But he's a wealth of information. Vitamin D3 is one that is often talked about incorrectly. So get your information from credible sources. From people that are informed, that are knowledgeable, that are credentialed, that know what they're talking about, okay? Because there's lots of fake news out there. Thank you for getting your daily heartbeat. Oh, today's mompreneur. Welcome back in, lady. So another thing that you want, and also vitamin D3 again. D3 and K2 are the ones that you want paired. They're besties, okay? D3 and K2, those are the ones that you want together. Not D2. D2 I heard about. I think the military a long time ago produced a lot of it. I think, was it rickets or something that people were getting because they had a vitamin D2 deficiency? But that's not really prevalent anymore, at least not in America. So you want D3, y'all. That's what we want. Especially my melanated sisters and brothers. We got to make sure we get enough in because it's harder for our body to absorb the rays and then convert that to vitamin D3 in our body. Yeah. Oh, good. Yes, that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I love to share all of these things that I'm learning. Fiber, we've talked about it a bunch of times. There's lots of different fiber supplements out there. I think I've even shared some on my page at some point. But fiber is going to help keep you satiated, which means it's going to help keep you fuller longer. It's a good supplement because it has been said to help with many digestive disorders as well. It's going to help you digest your foods properly. It's going to help keep you regular. Sorry to bring that up, but that's just part of life, and you shouldn't be dealing with that. Oh yeah, talking about Dr. Berg, that's very cool. Yeah, he's awesome. Are there any yes, check out my showcase. I don't know if I can talk about it right now. Check out my showcase. And if you would like to, Ari, I can put up a little thing. Let me see. I just put up where you can direct message me. It's only going to be up for 30 seconds. So if you are able to, message me and ask me for a recommendation. And I'm happy to send it to you there because there is a brand that I use pretty much exclusively that's really good. Really, really good. Very pure, very clean ingredients. They don't have all the fillers and all the junk. So yeah, feel free to tap that and send me a message. And that will remind me to send it to you. Yes. They also have a really good probiotic as well that I take. Oh, congrats on reaching level 2, Ms. Mompreneur. 2 in the healthy fam. And if you are not connected with me, if you don't follow me, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You connect with me. Got my picture and you can find me there. Join my healthy fam. Tap the orange heart. Would love for you to be a part of it. But yes, probiotics are great. You can also get probiotics, as we've mentioned multiple times, from fermented foods like your kombucha. That's a fermented drink, but it's fermented tea. Your kimchi, your sauerkraut. These are all really great probiotic-rich foods. Prebiotic-rich foods. They're going to be beneficial to your gut health. Digestive enzymes. If you are having a lot of bloating, you're having a lot of issues, maybe even brain fatigue. Brain fatigue. I don't know if that's a thing. Brain fog. If you're dealing with a lot of brain fog, I guess I am right now because with brain fog, that might be something that you'll need to address in your gut health. And digestive enzymes could help with that because basically they're enzymes that go ahead of the food ideally and help to break it down so that you can digest it better. A lot of people have issues with, malabsorption. They don't even know. They're taking all these pills and all these vitamins but they're not reaping any benefits. It's because their body can't absorb it. And it could be because they need a digestive enzyme. They need to, they might need more fiber. They might need to just heal their gut as a whole. Yes, okay, digestive enzymes. Oh, tell her I said she's very welcome. She's very welcome. I have a recommendation for that as well. So look, I will put up it says it's pinned. Can you see where it says like Service Plus at the bottom? Or it might be on your left side if you're looking at the phone on the left side. There should be like a little thing where you can send me a message and I can share that with you. I will share with you a brand. And let me also take a screenshot so I don't forget because, life be lifing. Okay. But yeah, digestive enzymes are really great for people with leaky gut because they helps them break down those proteins, those starches, complex sugars, complex carbohydrates. Our body doesn't know the difference. A sugar is a sugar. A carb is a carb, and it's a sugar to our body, ultimately. It's just the difference is complex carbs. Thank you so much for the populars. Take longer for your body to break down. So you're going to have a slower release of energy, slower release of insulin, less likely for that big spike in insulin, right? Yes. So they're going to help also potentially reduce intestinal inflammation. Now, this supplement is one that I take. It's the same brand that I will message you about if you message me. I'll search because I don't be checking my DMs, y'all. I'm not trying to deal with that. So if you message me and I have your name on here, I will look for your message. But L-glutamine is actually an amino acid that is really amazing. There's lots of studies. You can check it out. Do your own research. It's beneficial for gut health, beneficial for increasing gut health. So it works very, very well for anti-inflammation as well. And let me see, bowel conditions. It's been said to help repair intestinal lining as well. So it is very, very beneficial. It helps, stress. If you are highly stressed, we mentioned earlier, ways to decrease your stress, decrease your cortisol. Stress is one way that you can have your glutamine depleted, your glutamine source within your body. So last week we talked a lot about different vitamins and minerals. And I talked about, like, for example, vitamin C is water soluble. B complexes are also water soluble, but the difference between the two, the B complex, your body can actually store that in your body. You can store it and use it later if you have a healthy liver. So the C vitamin automatically, doesn't matter how healthy you are, your body's going to use it and it's gone. You're gonna honestly urinate it out by the end of the day at some point. I don't know like the hours of like the life within your body, but I know within 24 hours it's gone. Okay, so you're gonna have to take more vitamin C. That's why people take vitamin C every day. A B complex, depending on your health, you might be able to take it every other day. Welcome in, Bria. So it just kind of depends. But glutamine is one of those that can be stored in your body longer. So thank you for getting your daily. So if you are a person that is healthy, and you're not dealing with high levels of stress, you're going to be able to store it for longer and use it for longer. But if you've been dealing with, let's say you've had a stressful year so far, maybe last year was really stressful, maybe your job's really stressful, maybe you're just at home with your kids and that's very stressful. Your glutamine could be depleted. So, and that will impact your gut health. So that is definitely one supplement. Of course, consult with your doctor. This is all just for education, as we know, but L-glutamine most likely could be a really good supplement for you. A couple other benefits: it helps repair intestinal lining that's been damaged. If you're severely stressed and active, they give you, like, there's different dosages. Turmeric. We're talking about L-glutamine. It's actually an amino acid, and it is a essential. I believe it's an essential. I'm like thinking of my mind, the way my mind works. I can like see my book, like my chart. I don't know. I can see my chart in one of my books for my vitamin supplements and minerals course. Thank you so much for all the shares, Bria. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I think it's a like essential amino acid, but it's not one that your body can produce. So there's like essential, non-essential, and then there's also another category of amino acids that we don't want to consume at all. Because your body can make them from foods, and they naturally make them. So L-glutamine is one that you definitely can supplement with, and depending on what is going on with you would depend on your dosage. But I'm sure you can do a little search and find out, or talk to your doctor to determine what is the best search or dosage for you for that particular supplement. And then turmeric, we know, is amazing in the Ayurvedic world, which is like the Indian medicine, Indian traditional medicine, Eastern medicine world. Turmeric is like gold standard. You know, you've heard of golden milk, where you use turmeric and different spices and coconut milk. That is also going to help reduce inflammation. I believe it also will help with your stress too, because a lot of times when you can sit back and drink like a warm coffee or, you know, warm tea or something, that helps bring you down a little bit. So maybe incorporate that into your life. You know, a couple weeks ago we talked about sleep hygiene and how getting yourself prepared to go to bed, you know, with our boys, my husband and I, we give them a bath every night at a certain time. They have dinner, they go to the potty, they have bath time, then they go to bed. And before that going to bed time, we'll read a book, we'll say a prayer, we might even sing a song. That's all part of their sleep routine. That's part of healthy sleep hygiene. And us as adults, we need to incorporate that as well. So maybe you close out your day with getting off your phone, because our phones emit blue light, which is actually a negative for sleep. It's going to go against, you know, your melatonin production that rises. You know, we have the circadian rhythm, which goes with the sun. When the sun rises, that used to be when we would get up. And when the sun would set, that used to be when we go to sleep, you know. But now with technology, you know, we want to sit back and chill and watch Netflix or, you know, watch TikTok or whatever. But there has to be a cutoff, because it is going to impact your sleep and your quality of sleep. So I want to encourage you to look at your phone. I have an iPhone. So here we go with these co-host things again. I have an iPhone. So I have my settings so that at 8 o'clock, when the sun starts to set, or it sets a little later here now because, you know, summer. But when it starts to get darker, my phone, my blue light goes down, and my phone actually looks more red tone. Thank you for the populars. So you can do that. You can set a do not disturb. You know, of course, if you have adult kids or whatever, teenage kids, and they need to be able to get a hold of you, there's different settings in there where you can change it to where you won't, where they can call you and their text and everything will come through. But I have mine set to where, like, my family contacts only can call me after 8 o'clock. I'm not going to get the notification if I don't look at my phone. And that helps me. You know, it kind of helps protect my peace. I try not to watch TV. Well, I take that back. Yes, I do. I be watching TV before I go to bed. But I'm the type of person that I can watch it and then I just go to bed. And that's me and my husband's time together. So We watch a couple shows and then we'll either read or we'll just go straight to bed. And he for sure is going to read before bed, but that's what we do. We have our own sleep routine, and that's part of our sleep hygiene. Maybe you'll take a bath, maybe you'll take a hot shower, whatever you want to incorporate to help you, build those healthy habits, right? Because that's what it's about. Healthy, sustainable habits, right? That's what it's about. So, and then collagen powder. I mentioned bone broth, how to make your own bone broth earlier. It's basically the same. But a collagen, you want to look for a grass-fed collagen. I have a great option. Also in my showcase, I have another great option, Vital, whatever it's called, Vital something. That's another great option for collagen. You could even add collagen into your coffee in the morning. That's going to help increase your protein. And it's also going to help with your joints. It's going to help with your hair, skin, and nails. It's really good for your gut and gut health as well. So there's many, many benefits to drinking collagen a day. Daily, you want to try to incorporate it so that you can start to see some of the benefits of it as well. And then exercising, avoiding unnecessary antibiotics. Of course, consult with your doctor, but there are people that take too many antibiotics. Hey, welcome in, Son of God. Environmental toxins. If you can decrease your toxic load, that is big. We talk about that a lot. Your toxic load has to do with products that you use on your skin, your hair, foods that you eat, the things that you're dispersing in your air, your candles, your plug-ins, all that stuff, extremely fragrant products. Those are increasing your toxic load, which is increasing toxicity in your body, and it's leading to autoimmunity, if I'm just frank about it. There's a lot of people that are dealing with different issues and hormones. There's so many hormone disruptors, endocrine disruptors, and fragrances, and candles, and body washes, and hair lotions, and body sprays, and perfumes, and lip balms, and lip oil, all kinds of stuff, y'all. We have to be mindful of all of that, all of it. And kind of go back to the basics. Look at what you're washing your clothes in. All of this matters because we're putting it on our sensitive areas on our body. We're putting it on our skin, and it's irritating us. And deeper than that, it's getting into our bloodstream. And it's raising toxicity. I mean, there's just no way around it. It is what it is. And that's what it's doing. So I want to encourage you, as I get off here, I want to encourage you to do a couple things. Look at your life, look at where you are, and what is something that you can do to improve your health today. Is that drinking more water? Is that maybe cooking your dinner? Or I know it's kind of late for lunch, but maybe a late lunch, cooking your lunch at home? Is it working on a meal plan? Maybe you just get out a piece of paper, or you can use your phone and plan out for the rest of the week what you're going to eat at home. Is it doing a little research on gut health and maybe some good supplements that you can incorporate into your diet and then take to your doctor to see if these would be valuable to your lifestyle and everything that you got going on? What is one thing that you can do? Because ultimately it's about building healthy habits, sustainable healthy habits. Not something that you do today or this week and then you forget about for the rest of the year. It's June, y'all. We're halfway through the year. So look even back at your goals. Look back at your goals that you've set. What intentions have you set for this year, for 2025? It's not too late. If anything, right now is the time to jump on those goals. So look at those goals, look at your health, look at ways that you can improve, that you can do better, and start. Just start today. Maybe you go for a walk. Maybe your goal was 10,000 steps a day and you're like, man, I only have like 1,800 steps a day. There's no way. It's 1 o'clock. I'm not going to be able to hit 10,000. Well, shoot for 5. There's walking videos on YT, I'm sure here on TikTok, walking videos where you can get so many steps indoors. So really there's no excuses. We have so many options today. And I understand everybody's life and lifestyle is different. But do what you can when you can to compound upon those things, right? So I say all of that to say, incorporate one healthy habit today. And for those that said they wanted recommendations for supplements, feel free to send me a message. Don't forget, if you would like to hit the notification bell, join the Healthy Fam, connect with me. Feel free to follow my account and not miss out anymore. You're very welcome, Crystal. Nice meeting you. And I'll be back tomorrow for part 2 on gut health. So bring your questions. If you have any questions about gut health, about gut healthy supplements, foods, whatever, water probiotics, different products that maybe you've heard about. Feel free to bring all those questions and I would love to answer them. But I will see you all later. And don't forget that healthy habit, okay? Work on that today and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good, I'll be back on at 12 tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time, tomorrow and Wednesday and Friday. Thursdays, I kind of do pop up. It kind of depends on what time I get home from, I have like stuff with the boys on Thursday, so it depends. But tomorrow, 12 p.m. and I have a live event already made. So check my profile and you can register and you'll get a reminder, okay? Y'all have a good one. Thank you all so much for your love and support, the taps. Hey, Floor Play, feel free to get your daily heart me before I hop off here. But I will be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Y'all enjoy your day as well. Thank you for getting your daily tomorrow. And there is an event in my profile, so you'll be able to register if you want to come on. Bye. See you later.